newscast. I'm Jenna Zibton. Happening right now, President Biden and world leaders are meeting at the G Summit in the UK to discuss Russia, COVID, and climate change. Peter Alexander has the latest.
With the G7 summit beginning this morning, President Biden walking a delicate line in Cornwall in his first major in-person summit, aiming to present a united front and restore alliances that his predecessor, former President Trump, attacked, while looking ahead to a high-pressure meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin next week. Today, the topics expected to drive Mr. Biden's discussions: coronavirus, climate change, and cyber threats. The president's first order of business here, fortifying America's long-standing friendship with the UK, connecting in person with Prime Minister Boris Johnson for the first time since taking office.
I've been to my great country many times, but this is the first time as President of the United States.
Everybody's absolutely thrilled to see you.
On the pandemic, Mr. Johnson announcing the other G7 nations will match the U.S.'s 500 million dose donation, meaning 1 billion shots will be sent to nearly 100 nations, most in need.
We're doing this to save lives.
The move follows pressure on the president to do more, with a stark divide in vaccination rates around the world. 52% of Americans have received at least one shot, but in Asia it's just 6%, and in Africa only 2%. And tonight, a very special gathering. Queen Elizabeth and Prince Charles and other members of the royal family will come here to Cornwall for a reception with the G7 leaders, the Bidens among them. This is going to be one of the most high-profile appearances by the Queen since the recent passing of her husband, Philip. Back to you.
The chair of the House Intelligence Committee is calling for an investigation after a report said his phone records were seized by the Justice Department under former President Trump. According to the Associated Press, prosecutors from Trump's Justice Department subpoenaed Apple for Adam Schiff's data. The DOJ also reportedly seized records relating to the Democrats' aides and their family members. The subpoenas were reportedly part of a crackdown on leaks related to the Russia investigation. Developing this afternoon, authorities in North Carolina released the autopsy of Andrew Brown Jr. He was killed in April after sheriff's deputies attempted to serve warrants. His death led to a series of protests and backlash over the delay in releasing police body camera footage. The report shows Brown died of a gunshot wound to the back of the head. The district attorney decided the deputies who fatally shot Brown were justified. In response, Brown's estate plans to file a federal lawsuit.
Your local weather authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
We're taking a look at a few of our sky cams from across the area, and really just a similar view to what we've been seeing over the past several days, those overcast skies. While most of us are dry at this point, today is going to be our busiest day when it comes to tracking rain. Definitely going to be a little bit more widespread. Some of our rainfall totals over the past 24 hours alone exceeding 1 inch of rain. In fact, nearing 2 inches over in Appomattox. Over in Wytheville, you picked up just over 1¼ inch. And our rain chances for today also looking very good. That also means the potential for some flooding, though, which we've already dealt with yesterday. Radar at this moment showing some of that rain starting to move into the New River Valley, pushing off towards the east. And while most of this is light to moderate rain at this moment, we are expecting these storms to become stronger, similar to what we've dealt with over the past few days. So we're watching out for that flooding threat. We're watching out for some damaging winds, and we'll keep an eye on this, but also a lot of lightning, too. Future tracker right around 1 p.m. Things are becoming more active. Notice by the time you're heading home from work, especially for the Highlands and Central, definitely some stronger storms, whereas the New River Valley getting a little bit of a break. By 10 p.m., we are going to be holding on to these storms. So this is something different than what we saw yesterday. The storms will be sticking around a little bit longer, even into the overnight. We're at least holding on to some light rain, but also some heavy rain at times. So if you do have plans to travel this weekend, do keep this in mind. Give yourself a little bit of extra time heading out the door for your Saturday. Another round of rain, but much more isolated than what we're dealing with today and even yesterday. Heading towards 4 and 5 p.m., noticing those storms are staying really focused along the mountains for the Highlands and the New River Valley, whereas just some isolated showers the further east that you head. So for this weekend, today you probably want to stay indoors, have a plan B ready for your Saturday. Sunday is going to be the best chance to head outside if you do want to make some outdoor plans for this weekend. Things will be calmer then. Now for this weekend, we will be staying humid. However, we will have our next front move through, and that is going to be bringing us lower humidity conditions by Monday, much more tolerable, and temperatures are going to be toasty. For our temperatures at the moment, though, we are in the 70s and 80s, right at 80 here in Covington and Roanoke. 83 back towards Danville is one of our warm spots. Our planner for today, eventually we will be tapping into the lower 70s later tonight, so a very mild one for us, and our temperatures for this afternoon across the rest of the region ranging anywhere from the low 70s to the low to mid 80s. So get outside heading into Monday. However, for today, you want to make sure you're staying inside. Tonight's temperatures will be dropping into the 60s. Again, very mild for this time of year, keeping that rain around overnight. 7-day forecast keeps us busy. Those rain chances sticking around, but notice next week things are looking better again. Now they're Monday and into Wednesday and Thursday going to be the time to head outside. Jenna?
Thanks, Delaney. Emery and Henry College now has a new dean of students. Tracy Wright will serve in the new position. She brings more than 20 years of experience and held 2 former positions at Appalachian State University in North Carolina. Wright will help provide an educational welfare for students and promote inclusiveness. Looking ahead to this afternoon, Governor Northam will sign new education legislation at a high school in Newport. The bill requires officials who are seeking renewal of their licenses from the Board of Education to complete cultural competency. They will also be required to abide by this every 2 years. The signing takes place at 2:30. 2 passengers aboard a cruise ship testing positive for COVID. Crew members on the Celebrity Millennium confirmed the passengers were sharing a stateroom and are currently in isolation. Officials say crew and passengers were fully vaccinated before getting on the ship. It was the first to sail out of North America since the start of the pandemic. A Tokyo Olympic COVID-19 expert says the main focus of the Games should be to minimize the spread of the virus. The chair says it starts with making sure all athletes and foreign delegations are following COVID protocols. Some officials still worry the event will potentially cause another surge in cases. Organizers are expected to decide this month whether to allow local spectators. Meanwhile, the International Olympic Committee is looking to the future. They're endorsing Brisbane, Australia's bid to host the 2032 Games. The president says the city has a record for hosting big events and calls the city irresistible. The last time Australia hosted the Games was in Sydney in 2000. Dry weather on the West Coast could impact what ends up on your plate. Experts say droughts are causing major disruptions to the agriculture industry, including bees. In the past 2 years, fires and droughts wiped out thousands of colonies, depriving bees of their primary food source. They say without water for plants, bees can't pollinate. One farm owner says it's a major problem for people who like fresh food.
It's a problem of anybody that eats fruits and nuts and vegetables, because California grows about half of all the fruits, nuts, and vegetables in the United States.
This year, they estimate losses from the drought could be in the millions. New at noon, you could soon get a letter from the IRS saying your family will be eligible for a child tax credit payment. According to officials, you'll get the letter if you're eligible based on your information in your 2019 or 2020 tax return, or if you used the non-filers tool on the irs.gov website last year to register for an economic impact payment. The money will run up to 6 months. Tech experts are warning Amazon owners their devices could be sharing their home internet with others. Liz McLaughlin explains a new feature called Amazon Sidewalk and why some privacy experts are concerned.
After Adam Cost installed Ring security devices around his home.
We went all in, 2 Ring spotlights and then the doorbell.
He's been catching his dog's shenanigans on camera, chasing bears and delivery drivers.
He's kind of a social media star.
But this week, he and all other Amazon device owners became part of Amazon Sidewalk, whether they wanted to or not.
It's to allow that a Ring doorbell or a Echo device or whatever is able to have an internet connection, even if its connection to my Wi-Fi is disrupted.
Amazon Sidewalk draws bandwidth from home Wi-Fi networks to create a larger network with surrounding devices.
This idea of kind of what we like to call distributed networks is becoming more and more popular throughout the tech industry,
leading to growing concerns from some privacy and security experts.
Whether we like it or not, we are being monitored.
In a statement to NBC, Amazon said, in part, customer privacy and security is foundational to how we've built Amazon Sidewalk.
The fact that they're automatically turning it on and forcing everybody to use it, to me, is where the privacy issues start. Because let's face it, most people are not going to go in and turn it off.
If you do want to disable the feature, open the Alexa app, tap More, select Settings, Account Settings, Amazon Sidewalk, and toggle the button to turn it off.
I don't know. I'll definitely think about it now that we know about it.
With Amazon Sidewalk now on by default, it's up to device owners to take those extra steps to opt out. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
Father's Day is about a week away now, and we're working for you to give you some great deals Dad would love. Experts say stores will likely offer a variety of items on sale, including tools, technology, and grills. You should also watch for deals on active wear. Experts say June is often the month people focus on trying to lose weight. And also expect dinnerware and cookware to go on sale this month because it's wedding season. They say don't buy summer clothes just yet, since those sales don't start for another month. There's no better moment in summer than the 4th of July, and Macy's says they are bringing back the Independence Day fireworks show in New York. This is usually one of the country's biggest displays, highlighting heroes across the nation. More than 65,000 effects are expected to be launched. Thank you so much for joining us for this special online newscast. Have a great afternoon. We will be on 10 News at 5 for our 90 minutes of local news. Have a great day.